Recording. Yes. And I think you guys can still hear me, which is great news. You should also see the screen. My voice is still a little bit off because I'm still a little bit sick, but nothing to worry about. I'm already a lot better. I bought a few beers, so I'm gonna grab them if you give me a second. Okay, perfect. Aha, I see a lot of people are joining. Great, good to see. So yeah, let's go over. Of course we did trade in the Sunday price action choppy stuff, which of course I don't recommend anyone to do. But still we did it, which resulted in our stop being basically, we got stopped out here on our trades, on our Bitcoin trades from this morning. Nonetheless, we'll go over that later. I think first of all I want to go over our gold trade and why I took it, and mostly what's the reason that I actually wanted to take it. I don't know if you guys know, but for a few weeks now we're trying to short euro against the dollar. I know this is not really crypto channel, but I think a lot of the people like me to go over some forex, which I lately have been trading quite a lot, euro dollar, and for now I think we have the gold dollar pair. Quickly going, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but quickly want to show you guys why I like to take some small trades on it. We all know we're in a special kind of period. Trying to short euro, yes, exactly. It's been a nightmare to short euro. Anyways, gold has been in a very big uptrend. I think it will continue to go in a very big uptrend. War around the corner, everything which it's happening in the world. It's reflecting on what gold does. Nonetheless, I think we had a real great opportunity this morning, or whenever we took a trade, maybe at noon, to get this small move down. I think we will probably still do it. For now, I fat fingered because I wanted to close half of my trade here, and I accidentally closed the full position. It's with right fund, which means there's no partial TPs you can set, so you need to close your positions at the time, which is, I think, really something which is still lacking in their platform, but I guess they might still go for it in the future. But for now, we unfortunately, which is not unfortunate because we made some nice profit. We made 2R here, which is still great, right? Because we only took, we didn't make 2R, we made 1R in the end because we only took half an hour position. Well, it's nice because it's 1% on my account. I only need like 4 or 5% to get past phase 2, which is actually what we want to try to do this week. We lost a little bit of our gains with the BTC short, BTC long that got stopped. I still think we made the low, and I still think that the market will push up. I think we're in for a bounce to at least 68 first, then maybe back down a bit, and then we probably end up at 80k very soon. So don't hold back now. I think this is the time to invest your free time, your spare time after work, I don't know, whenever. But this is really the time to dive into crypto again. Reapers, no, I fat fingered my position here and accidentally closed everything. Unfortunately, because I think we will still probably hit our initial TP, and I think we might even go lower to the 200 EMA, which People who follow me know very well that I always aim to at least go back to the 200 EMA, and I think on the gold pair, which we're seeing here, it's even stronger, right? The gold pair is, yeah, you need to think of those 200 EMAs. They get calculated based on time, and gold has, I don't know, it goes back to 1930s or something, 1960s or something. So that 200 EMA on gold is really of a lot of value. If you compare it to BTC is still a very young asset compared to gold. So if you want to take the EMAs as a nice baseline for trading, I think pairs like gold, pairs like silver, so the longer running pairs, Nasdaq for example, SPY, they are really, the EMAs have a lot more value there. Nonetheless, we will not enter the position again, and I think you guys don't really want to know that much about gold right now. I'm mainly here for crypto. So let's go over why I took the trade this morning that got stopped out, as you can see here. We lost a half an hour, which is half of what we made here, which is really sucky, but in the end I think we still made a bit of money. So the challenge is still running okay. Few key things to take in mind, which we always say and always do. Don't trade the weekend PA, which we did, unfortunately. Don't trade Monday opening, and yeah, we got punished, which is my own fault. But at this time I should have known better, and it was pretty obvious that it would happen. Let's just take a quick look. We have we're gonna zoom out to the 1 hour because we actually took a scalp. So what we see this kind of move here. So meaning we have actually it formed our range on the low time frame here, which is actually basically something which we've been seeing for a long time already. So we're chopping around in this same range for a long time, which is causing people to give up, causing people to say, damn it, we're not that bullish yet, we're not going to make new highs yet. But eventually, guys, we will, and I think the time is now. If you look back why we took the trade because we see this kind of smaller, lower time frame range, which is essentially what we try to trade. If you zoom in a little bit more, you see that we have here a zone. I didn't draw it well. We have here a second line, a second horizontal, which is basically an indication of some sort of support. As you can see, it held pretty well. We broke below here, and initially I thought this was the let's say the move out, the displacement, right? So what I was expecting was to get back on this support, to get back in this red box. If we would take that red box, I think essentially the trade is still valid. I hope maybe some of you were a bit more had a bit more sense to it and put their stops below the Monday low here, somewhere here. Maybe if you really want to play it safe, you do it below the FVG here, below the pivot, and below the 200 EMA on the 1 hour chart, which would essentially end up with a swing position, which we could have opened here. And then, as I said, I'm looking at least I'm looking at least those levels here on the higher time frame. Not saying it will happen tomorrow, but essentially I think we will be pushing a lot higher. So I'm sure we will be getting back into a position very soon. I hope tomorrow whenever I'm gonna go back, sorry. Tomorrow whenever we see our price getting back, accepting back into this smaller range, or deviating below that Monday low, testing it again, we could take our positions here. We could essentially go for a long here, put it below that 200 EMA, below that pivot, and then we are basically safe for spikes down, some things which might still happen. But let's not catch knives now. Sorry, let's not catch knives now. To be honest, normally I never trade on a Monday. I think Mondays are the time for manipulation, the time when people get shopped, the time when people lose their monies. So for now, and let's do it for all, for good time's sakes, and from now until eternity, let's say, let's not trade on Mondays. Let's make our range, our Monday range, and let's act on top of that. Marty closed. I just got scalp on 350 stop loss. It's Ethereum then, right? We'll have a look at Ethereum in a second. But let's go to the daily here, and let's look at what we can see on the daily. Let's clean our chart a bit, and let's remove a few of our indicators. Yeah, we can leave these one here. The EMAs, you can leave them too. On the higher time frame, what do we see here, guys? Tell me. A lot of people I see here have been in my streams for a while. You should already know what I'm looking for and what happened here. There is a very clear pattern in how I trade, and I think it's very obvious what's gonna happen. We don't have to make those crazy analysis. We don't have to make those crazy things here, but we need to take those highs here for the shorts that are still running. Maybe, I guess most have already closed their positions by now, because 50k got hit, which is a round number, which I don't know if you know, but 50k, 60k, 70k, 40k, 45k, 42k, all those round numbers are really, yeah, for us traders it doesn't really matter that much, but in the retail mind and in the mind of the bigger spot position traders, these round numbers are really big levels. And the fact that we hit the 50k level here is actually really, really big. It's I think the dump that everybody was waiting for has happened. So in my opinion, what will happen here, either we see the daily hold this pivot, we see the daily bounce back on those EMAs, and you see the other EMAs here too. If we don't hold these levels, which could potentially happen, because we need to wait, we're going to be good traders, we're going to wait until we see price develop. But in my opinion, if you want to be a degenerate, it's time to long tomorrow morning 8:30. I'm going to post a chart for at least a few altcoins, or at least Bitcoin or another coin to long. I'm pretty sure of it. I said it yesterday in the chat to Tim, one of our traders, really good trader by the way. He made a really nice trade on Pepe. I missed out because I wasn't home, but tomorrow morning at 8:30 we're going to long, and I'm pretty sure of it, because why? We've seen last week great news. The interest rates will finally be cut in the future. The market is in a position that everybody is very fearful. Last week everybody has been very fearful, and now people are getting a little bit enthusiastic. People are getting a little bit greedy, and what will happen is people will be trapped in this move. People will start to long all the way up, and we will think, yeah, we'll go to 100k. Whenever we finally reach these levels, and the R3 here, which is 80k, which I told you guys a little bit before, then people will be, the retail will be back, the mania, the crazy madness will be back, and then we will see the next dump, and we will already have been taking our profits all the way up. So be ready to take a lot of positions in the coming week. You're damn good kid. Thanks, Diamond Palm. Thank you very much. A lot of practice, and to be honest, the guys in the group, for example, Namon, Casper, they are so much better than me. I don't know if you guys seen Alex. Alex has joined our group 2 weeks ago. He's basically my mentor. He's basically the one who taught me how things work. We've been trading for a very long time, and really, if you follow his role, click it. It's really a lot of value there. He does mainly big swings, which is are very different than me. I do mostly scalps. I'm not that much of a swing trader. Oh, I see a lot of people. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. But anyway, follow Alex. He's really good. He's really very valuable trader for our community. So anyways, what we will do is we will see tomorrow if we don't lose this pivot with the daily close. If we see our... Thanks for the nice stream, Marty. No worries, man. We'll be doing it every week. There's 3 streams a week now, and there will be a lot more in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy our community as much as I do. Anyway, for now we're gonna stay out, but what we will do is we'll look at some nice alts, because that's what I like to trade most, altcoins. We'll see. Last week, I don't know if you guys followed, but I had to close it because the challenge was completed and we passed phase 1. But APT was one of the coins that we longed. Very clear indication. Normally there was also the pivots here, which are now gone because we don't have them open for multiple weeks. I only use them for 1 week. We could potentially add them here. Yes. So you can see here the pivot. What happened? We spiked above, we deviated below, we regained it, we retested it in confluence with the EMAs, with the 200 EMA, and we just longed it. And this is really a nice position, right? It's 4R, which is really great. This was only one of the trades we did, right? I think I got the barbecue piece. Nice to hear. Ashtari, thanks for joining, man. Enjoy the barbecue. I hope you have nice food. And we'll see each other very soon. So again, what are we looking for now? It's the same story every time again. So we have this move up, we have the correction. You see this supporter formed, we break below. We see the 200 EMA following very nicely. We see the pivot here. What we need is we need a regain of this this range, right? I'm always saying range because I know that you guys are usually using range in a different meaning than I do, but I want to make it clear. The pivots that you see here, it's like an indicator from TradingView. It's basically indicating a range. So the pivot here is basically the mid range of it's a calculation which is made based on the Fibonacci sequence, and this is basically the mid range. The S1 is a support 1, S2 support 2, S3 support 3, so on. Our resistance 2, resistance 1, 2. There's a lot more if you can. There's a S4, S5. I don't use those, but you could potentially do that. But if you look at it on this time frame, once we regain that pivot, if we do, I will again. It's as easy as this. I will again be looking to take a position at least to the R3. There's a lot of liquidity sitting here. There's these highs which haven't been taken, and I think this is a little bit high. We're not going to see that yet, but as soon as we get above the pivot here, it will also mean we get above the 200 EMA. We probably do something like this on the lower time frame, and we get our very nice move up, our bullish move like that. I'm seeing this on ARP, but I'm 100% sure that if we look at any other coin, it's the same situation. You see it? We spiked up, or we had that initial dump. We have the retracement of the dump. We have we filled all the liquidity which was left behind. People are trying to long here. I mean, if you have this kind of moves, orders are not filled. Like, my order might have been filled, your order might have been filled, but I don't know how big of a whale you are, but I'm not playing with millions and millions, so my order of a few thousand euros might have been filled, but big orders cannot be filled in these kind of positions, in these kind of moves. These kind of moves are really they don't indicate anything. That's why I don't necessarily use wigs that much. But this, for example, this is the time for people to fill their positions, for bigger players to fill their positions. And what do? They fill their positions. they spike up, they trap people. People start to long here, people start to long here, people start to long here, and now they are all stopped out. If you long here and you didn't close your position, which most greedy people don't do, they probably never closed here. They might have taken a small TP along the way, but they are probably still in their position or already stopped out. And what they do is usually, if you use the EMAs as an indicator, you spike below those levels, those obvious levels. If you look, for example, at this one, everybody can pull the Fibonacci, right? So the golden pocket is such a nice zone to to trap people in. So I think likely we clear a little bit more. If we don't, we probably have a bullish week ahead. But if we do, then we are probably lining up for very big swings, for a very bigger move up, right? For a move which might be even like 100% here. No, it's not 100%. It's from 5 to 7.5 to the 200 EMA here. So I don't think a lot of retail already got into their positions. They probably stopped out now, or just as me, I was also stopped out of my position, or they're trying to look for an entry. And what we will do, guys, we will wait. At least we see this kind of stuff, or tomorrow, if we see the pivot regained, then we will long it. We'll put on our spaceman levels, which are basically indicating a similar story. We need to give an indication of where we are finding or regaining some support, because I would love to long here. I would really love it, but then I'm gonna wake up tomorrow with my money lost. So let's go back to Bitcoin. This was our position we had. This was our position we had. I showed it last week. If you guys want me to quickly go over it again, let's go to the 4 hour and go back to this one here. It's going pretty accurate. So what do we see here? The move down, the move back up. You have that FEG, the fair value gap here that's created. You see that the price wants to go back there. Orders have to be filled. And we actually did. So we made a new support here, which everybody probably longed the hell out of it. And they longed again here. They got stopped out here. The FEG got filled. We regain again that small range we have here. And what we did last week is we longed it. And we longed it because we seen that I drew a small range here. I'm going to remove it because it's not really correct. Yeah, sorry for all the mess on the chart. I'm not the one with the cleanest charts. But what we've seen is we see that we actually regained it. We bounced off of this high, which was created here, which has to be taken. And in the move back, we longed. I think we actually put, initially we put more orders. I think we also put an order here, and I think an order here. They did not get filled. I think my second order might have been, I don't know anymore, but at least not all the others were filled. But what did happen is we went for this high, which was initially our TP1, which you can see in blue here. So that was our TP1. And it happened. I was a bit too fast with closing my position, because I closed quite a lot of my position here. And as I said, I closed because I got my funded challenge passed. And I kept my Blowfin account. I kept my trade open and on Bybit. But then I closed too soon. I closed whenever we cleared these levels. On the second attempt, I closed my position fully here. Well, my TP2 was actually here, so I actually cheated a little bit my own analysis. And I'll show you very easily why and how you actually calculate these. You have the trend-based Fibonacci extension, which is your day job calls. No worries, Mark. I'll see you in the next stream for sure. Have fun at your job. I don't know if it's a lot of fun, but I hope for you it is. So what you actually do is we... I'm gonna go over it again. Sorry, I was interrupted a little bit. Trend-based Fibonacci extension. This is actually what we can use to calculate where price would go. And you can see those lines moving. These are basically the extensions. So I'm going to, this from the last stream. I'm going to show you quickly. So you have a move up, right? You have the move down. Yeah, okay, this is not what's going to happen likely, but you have the move down, which is the OTE, the optimal trade entry, or whatever you call it, the discount zone, the gap left behind, and the lower or higher low that's going to be created because this was the previous low. And essentially, if you see it going into one of these, and for example, what we've seen here was I drew the first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, fifth leg. So the Elliott waves here. Essentially, this is always, the pattern is always the same, and you can make it as hard as you want, you can make it as easy as you want, but what you actually want to see is, you want to see a so you have the structure, the market structure like this. So you have the high, the lower low, the lower high, and then potentially you make a change in structure. So you break this structure, break of structure it's called, or whatever you want to call it. But essentially what you want to see here is a move. Got the bounce, Hebrew. No worries, man. See you very soon. You want to see something like this. It's easy as it is. People draw their Fibonacci their Fibonacci retracement tool, and you use your extension to actually calculate where your TPs should be. And your TP should always be at the golden pocket extension. So you have your golden pocket retracement, and you have your golden pocket extension. It's where you potentially take 50% off. You have your second extension, which is actually the same value, the same Fibonacci value, but then double that. So this is what we've seen on the Bitcoin chart. If you then take the Elliott waves, and I want to show you why I want to clearly explain it. So this is the first leg, this is the second leg, this is our third leg, which happened now. Jacob, no worries, man. Thank you all for joining. This is our third leg, which has happened now. If you look at the price here, sorry for the very messy chart, but on this lower time frame, this is our third leg. And what happens after a third leg? Usually you have your fourth leg, your retracement, and that's why I'm actually looking to see if we can see Bitcoin at least test that pivot. I got baited in a little bit this morning, but we have to go back to the basic, and that's actually waiting for that higher low. After that higher low is made and we have our move here, we have the third leg, which is what we had now. Our fourth leg shouldn't go below our first leg's high. So that means that this is potentially what we need to find. And Bitcoin was here in the weekend, and this is what Bitcoin has to do now, or is already doing now. It might have already happened. It could be that the fourth leg isn't that low, but this is what we will see this week, the fifth leg. So let's get in positions. I know I'm not really making a lot of sense because I don't want to share limit orders here because I'm not that certain yet. But we are going to go for these levels here for sure this week. 70k for sure, 72k. I'm basically 100% sure of it. And if BTC does it, Doc will do the same. It didn't hit my my limits. I once said. I mean, these all look the same, right? I hope I make a lot of sense, but I hope I make sense. But these are basically, the charts are basically all looking the same. This might be a bit of a difference. FTM might look good here. I'm going to put it on my watch list. Injective is already doing what we are waiting for BTC to do. So potentially, if BTC would stagnate and would go up tomorrow, we will see Injective fly. again, I don't want to trap myself today. I'm gonna stay out, but tomorrow 8:30 I'm gonna enter some positions for sure. We have LDO, similar story. It already went below the pivot. It already is trying to reclaim it. If we get a 4-hour close below, we basically can long it. Above, sorry, we basically can long it. Looking quickly at Link, for example, it doesn't look that sexy yet. I'd like to see these levels get taken. This is also a position we took earlier. Don't exactly know when. There's another position here. It's always the same, right? You wait for the break of structure, you wait for retracement, and then you try to long the third leg up. LTC, Litecoin, same story. I think you all see the pattern, right? It's all the same here. Solana, we also had that one last week. It's a 5R, very nice trade. Quickly want to go over it to show you guys. It is exactly the same. So we have that gap left here after the move down. We brutally move up. So we need to retrace it. What happened? We made that low here. It stagnated. People started to long. They got stopped out here. We regained it. We longed it, and then we looked for the third leg again. It's actually as easy as it is. Don't make it too hard on yourself. Don't do those super hard analysis. For example, TRX is one of those charts really made me almost cry. Similar story. We made the move down. We cleared this liquidity here. We spiked back up. We went above the previous high. So meaning we made a new high, higher high. I wanted to get in positions. I missed it. You can see it here. I missed it by I don't know how many cents. 0.00046 cents, and then we had a massive move up. So it's one of the biggest misses I think of the year for me, but it's potentially 34% heartbreaking. Yes, indeed. Nonetheless, we'll catch a lot more good trades. Uni, I know my charts don't look that sexy, but if you look at, for example, this move here, tomorrow we will either be regaining this one, we'll be taking out this one, going higher. Uni looks really great. Check this. Uni looks really, ça va. Uni looks really great for a long. Tomorrow is potentially a candidate we'll take. I quickly had a look at Wu this morning. I didn't like Wu back then, but as you can see now, we broke below the pivot. We deviate below that 200 TMA. We need to get above, and then we're long it. Okay, so let's go for some questions, because I'm saying the same thing all the time. Is there anything somebody wants to know? What do you think of Injective with the double top? Let's go to Injective. The double top, the double top. Let's ask you, Diamond Palms. What do you think a double top means, or what does it indicate? What does this show you? And we're not trading gold, because on gold we actually took the position, and it's also a double top. But on a crypto, it's a lot different than on gold. Gold is, as I said, a real long running asset. Injective is basically a year or two old. If it breaks support, it should drop, but it didn't. We were talking about those almost equal highs, right? Those equal highs, what do they indicate? They indicate that there's a lot of people probably that got into some short scalps here, into some short positions, and if you look at it like here on the daily time frame, this is the pivot on the daily time frame, right? So on the daily time frame, we made exactly the same move as BTC did. We bounce against the resistance, we cannot get above, and we create a new move down. If we go a little bit lower here, We go to the 4 hour. I'm gonna remove these again. There is potentially a lot of orders to be stopped out here. There's potentially a lot of people that might catch the short, and they probably want to see these previous week lows get swept, which would be an ideal scenario if they do. But as I said, BTC looks really, really great, so I don't think that will happen. So what is the most likely scenario that will happen for Injective? That these people who are not closing their shorts yet because they're so convinced that they probably might have a very, very big short move on their hands. If you would pull a Fibonacci from here to here, yeah, you're basically at a really, really, really great level to enter. People potentially enter somewhere here or on the move back up. They put their stops here. So if you move down, what you do, you put your stops to break even. Then you think, oh, I'm super safe. But in reality, you're just like a duck waiting to be shot down, to be shot out of the air, and your position will be closed. You will lose your money, or at least will not win anything. And I'm actually 100% sure that we will do this. We will take out these levels. More actually, we need to take out these levels here pretty soon. So 25 is actually on the books. If BTC does acts well, I think we'll sooner or later at the end of the week see 25 on Injective. And there's a lot more things indicating this, right? We have the EMAs, which are moving really nicely. We have the pivot, which is really sweet here, and we have our 200 EMA, which actually will act as a real support here, which we are testing, which we are hopefully holding and longing. So what are we going to do tomorrow? We're probably going to long Injective. I don't know, Diamond Paul, if this was what you wanted to hear or what you thought I would say. But I think, yeah, I want to, of course, help you and share my ID. So, yeah. Thanks, nephew. Indeed, yeah, the FAG. So that's Injective for you. So anyone has a next question? I see Steph is typing. Sorry again, guys, for the messy charts, but I love those messy charts. You guys know already. Give me a second. Okay, so next question. What do you see on Ethereum? So Ethereum, I shared a position when I got back from holiday here, and I basically panic stalled it, which sucks because I told you guys before I wanted to swing it to at least here, but okay, we don't have it now. We just call you Picasso with the mesh charts. Nice, thank you. Good stuff. So what do you see on ETH? We're just gonna remove it because otherwise I'll start to cry from that position. We had a really nice move here too. Let's look at the daily first. So we're gonna look at the daily to have a little bit of an indication where we are for Ethereum. I'm gonna remove these levels here. I can make it a little bit more clean. Yeah, well, we'll use these liquidity, the buy side, sell side liquidity looks algo indicator, which is really nice. So we had that big move up from the beginning, end of last year, to where we are now. As you can see, this is actually potentially what has been created here is what we are creating again, potentially here. I don't know if you can see the pattern, but this is September, November is where we enter the market again. Summer is where you should exit. November, September, November is where you enter the market and you get a very bullish impulse, and this year is going to be exactly the same. sorry, what do we see? We see that we actually have our liquidity taken here with that spike. Again, I don't think it's really of that much value. You could say all the liquidity is taken, but I don't think there's a lot of liquidity actually taken from these lows here. It just spiked through, people got stopped, but potentially only exchanges filled the orders, only exchanges made the money here and not people, because that would mean that you should have been putting your limit at $2,100, and nobody actually puts his limit at $2,100. People put their limits at round levels, so 2,000. 2,000 is actually not swept, so I don't think all the liquidity is already swept on Ethereum. Nonetheless, we probably will not go for that liquidity below. So on the daily, Ethereum doesn't really look that great. For me, there is no real no incentive to long here, to be honest. I'd rather see something like this, see a bit of a move down like here, and try to see if where we end up with our optimal trading. I think on the daily, so for bigger swings on Ethereum, I not necessarily wouldn't long now. Nonetheless, if we look at lower time frame scalps, which is more where you don't see a sweep on the other side. Yes, for sure, but not. I don't think. So you mean the highs here, right? Really plus? You mean the highs here, huh? Sweep of those, right? S2 and 4 hour. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, these. Let's go down to the 4 hour, because we were on a daily. On the 4 hour, we actually have similar scenario as before. We have the previous week low being here. We have the high here. The high is, coincidentally or not, with the 200 EMA. So the 200 EMA was acting as a resistance here. We didn't really take it on the 4 hour. So for me, I don't love Ethereum right now that much yet. But there's some other things. So if we would go to the 1 hour and we would see, damn it, why is this happening again? We would see, we would see this as a sweep of the pivot here. So we go below, we reclaim it, then potentially yes. But as you see, it was quite a drastic move down. So there's an FVG left behind, which means we might potentially, and that's what FBTC doesn't act great, we might potentially just see something like this on Ethereum. I'm not so sure about what will happen with Ethereum at this time. I don't necessarily want to long here. It's not really a great indication for me to long here yet. Again, I think there's plenty of other altcoins which look so much better. For example, FTM, LEO, Link. If we clear that move here, we fill that FEG here, and we clear this move, we get back above that Monday low. I would like to long it to the Monday high. These are not the biggest swings. I just try to get into some scalps here. For example, Matic is actually the same thing is happening. It's actually happening all over. The whole market is doing the same thing. So we have this level. We bounce on it. We retrace back. People think, okay, let's long it. They get stopped out on this move. And now we will long tomorrow this position. I can tell you already why and how I will do it. What I'll probably do is this. I'll probably try to find my stops below these levels here. We got a brutal move up. So again, a lot of orders are not filled. So it might be that we do this at the night. And then hopefully tomorrow morning we see that Matic is already back above the pivot. Ideally, we see that the 200 EMA follows. The other EMAs might align. They will likely align here. And then we will just go for a very easy long, which will as I usually do, be about 5R, something like here. Why here? And I don't have to pull crazy stuff. I don't have to go back in time that much. We just need to take out these highs. I'll TP a lot here. I'll probably TP a bit here. And I'll leave a runner for in case we get to the R3. But this is wishful thinking, right? It will all depend on what BTC does tonight. So either we go for that fourth leg here, or we already made our fourth leg, and this was our third leg, this was our fourth leg. I think, to be honest, I think we're gonna go to 62.5 for sure during the night with a bit of a spike. If we don't, then we'll long the Monday low tomorrow, and we're gonna long it to at least the R3 here, and then we'll see what happens. This, what I'm talking about here, it's potentially already the end of the week. So if we see this kind of move, this is potentially already the end of the week. It might not fit here, but I think we might see a big brutal move very soon on BTC. And if we do, then those alts which we already went over, which look really good, will follow for sure. For example, OP, it might follow. These are only bright funded alts, but I actually love the really shitty ones. So Glimmer, for example, it took out its liquidity. It had a really big spike down. If we regain this level, it's time to long. These I'm gonna say stupid coins. They're not stupid coins, but these are the ones in my scenario on how I trade are where the most money is actually sitting. These make these brutal moves. Look at this, for example. That this is a big spike up. I mean, this is 5%, and it's a 1 hour candle. We will see these all the time whenever BTC moves in the direction of 70k. I'll probably try to find a lot of those. Yeah, I'll probably find a lot of those tomorrow. I'm just going to quickly scan some. XRP. Oh, XRP is at the same level again. We're gonna add it also to our chart for tomorrow. TRB, look at this spike. If we get the chance to fill it, at least like here, and use this as a resistance, support. Sorry, this resistance as support. Then we have such a beautiful trade on our hands. We would potentially long it like this. We long it just at the top of the range here. It's 6R, yeah, maybe a bit too crazy. It's a 5R trade again. Let's just put some limits here. Let's put some alerts here, and let's put some alerts a little bit higher. I'm gonna post it because I think it's really something which might happen. Oh, I posted in the wrong channel. Oops, sorry guys. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be pushing a lot of charts. Don't take all of them, but make sure to take some. And again, final thoughts. I think BTC might go a little bit lower, or at least stay where it is, and then we're gonna see a big move. I think this week will be a big move on BTC. BTC will drag alts with it up. People will start to see it happen. I think we go take out 70k or 68k very soon. Then we'll potentially see a new dump into the levels we are looking at all the time now. And then we might just head for 80k sooner than later. I think before October we are at 80k, and we are full on party with our spot alts. If you didn't get your big bags of spot alts yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, but try to get in. Don't buy everything at once, but yeah, for example, Pepe, Miro, Popcat, those you just don't hold back too much. Just grab yourself some bags. Okay, it might go like 10% lower, I know, but the potential upside from here is so much higher than the downside. So let's have a look at Popcat. You see, these kind of coins are, sorry, excuse me. They are now testing the price which they didn't get through for a long time. They broke below, they're now above. There is no doubt in my head that we will see these levels very soon. And those memes, everybody hates the memes, but the memes will go first, and they will reach there first. There's also a few AI coins which I still think might do great. I just pushed LRC here. I'm not meaning this one, but there's a lot of coins which really look fantastic. I look at this. We catched some kind of a trade, October 23. It's basically at the same level. What if we catch the same trade and we swing it up instead of closing it with the 7.88R, which is really nice, which could potentially have been 60R. So yeah, you don't do these on future trades. Nobody. You might see some people. I know Alex, for example. He does these kind of things. He just holds them until very high, very far position. But for me, I'm too much of a pussy. I don't do that kind of stuff. But I do have these on spot, and on spot I can easily hold those levels, which is easy for everyone to hold spot, right? It's a no-brainer. You cannot probably keep this position that long on a future trade, but you can on a leverage trade, but you can't do it on spot. So fill your bags with these kind of coins. Same thing for Shiba. I mean, it's so obvious. We had that fantastic move, the slow bleed, and just pull your fib here. I don't know, where's the high here? It's not a high, this is just a line, I think. Was this a high? Oh, this was a high. So let's drag it a little bit higher. I mean, if you don't buy here, where will you? We made that super hard bleed. We try to go back up. What I usually wait and love to see is it getting back above the 200 EMA, but these coins are so young they don't have a 200 EMA chart on the week, 200 EMA line on the weekly, so it just doesn't work like that yet for those younger coins. For example, Bunk. I mean, these kind of things. This was also a position we had last week. Don't hesitate too much. Pour in some of your cash, and it will be rewarding very soon. Okay, I'm gonna stop the trade here. I see a lot of people are still here. Thank you guys for staying and listening to me whine about my coins. But at least, yeah, our Discord is building. We are really doing great. The team is really doing a lot of work, a lot of effort. Make sure to enjoy it. Make sure to enjoy the ride up. Hope you guys get funded with me with the challenge. I know it might be a bit hard to follow all the time because my frequency is pretty high, but I try to make it as clear as possible. Yeah, thanks for being here. See you guys later, and tomorrow morning 8:30 we open trades for sure.